What's up? We got a 960 arena today, and we have a really tough game to start out with. This is 2000 level 960 player. That is, I have to say, close to unheard of. I'm going to do mirroring because when in doubt, that's the approach to take. Um, I do believe Bishop out here looks very healthy on this kind of a board. He could also return the favor. I think with this knight out here, very likely this will need to be a follow-up move at some point, but it stunts the knight in further, so it's a rather defensive commitment. He did return the favor, so he likes the move. Thank you're welcome. You're welcome for that. We're gonna go with the other knight. We're gonna optimize castling as an idea that we're aiming towards. We've stunted his pawn break. You see, this is a pawn break he might aim to be playing. This is also on the cards. But yeah, I think this is not the knight that is making much of a difference in this kind of position. Although he gets to a pretty good square, can get to a good square. I think for now we just wait, and if he comes, we kick him away. You really got to think in these 960 openings. You really got to have some rationale behind your moves. And he's definitely got some good rationale. This will be a really tough contest. So far, it's a fairly mirrored approach. And starting to get difficult to figure out the right next moves now. But surely this has got to be one. Fianchettoing also is a candidate move. Maybe it's time to get the knight out. I'm not sure. This knight could hop forward. Is it a good idea though? I think it's a fair idea. But I am feeling like maybe it's time to now develop this knight. Yeah, he just comes back. And if we allow him to capture, is that a good thing? Might not be such a bad thing, you know. Even though it becomes a somewhat vulnerable pawn, I think I can sack it. That's one possible idea, or I could probably find a way to hold on to it too. So let's not fuss too much about that. Let's instead well, actually, okay, we'll do this. We'll do this. It's an arena though. We gotta play fast, where we can't spend the whole amount of time. Okay, now the tactics are getting a bit too complicated, so I'm going to bail out here because it's too much otherwise, and this is a safest and likely the best way to treat it. So I'm playing it like this. Still got eyes on a few targets, so it's a fairly decent position, I think, but it is tactical, so anything can happen. Next move's got to be this, to try to hold on to that pawn, make it really difficult for him to win it. Okay, this is innovative idea, kind of double-edged attack we could consider, but we don't have a real response. What about here? Kind of putting more pressure on his real weakness and ignoring the rest. I kind of like that. Yeah, in chess 960, if you got a 2000 plus rating, that's like, it means he must be an excellent real chess player. Like, I would say his real rating is 2300 or something. No, what? What? His real rating is how much? 2000? Okay. Well, that's somewhat inspiring to hear in a weird way. But anyway, let's focus on this right now. Do we want to trade off the queens? Yeah. Do we want to take this with the rook or the bishop? Maybe bishop. Bishop has a bit more scope. Might have played these moves a bit too quick here. So he's about 2000 level. I think he's playing rather well, actually. I think I missed a trick there. Anyway. Settle for totally even position, I think. Probably the best bet we have. Hope it's totally even. Hope I'm not losing a pawn at the end of it here. No, I'm not. Not unless I give it. Somehow I think it's better to hold it solid if you can. But this bishop is in an annoying diagonal for now. He's looking to double up his rooks. Very shrewd, very shrewd. The pressure is certainly piling on me here. It's a bit of a lash out move right there. He's a tough player. I'm quite impressed with a guy who can be 2000 in chess 960. I think it's not easy to get that high, and for him to have more or less the same blitz rating as me, that's it's a plus sign in some ways. It's a plus sign. We're going to offer a kind of drawing mechanism here. I'm really not sure. Really not sure. I just believe in principle you should be able to draw this kind of a rook end game, but you have to just calculate it right. Okay, rook check pretty much has to be first up. Now capture here and then snip this guy off. Yeah, so we do have the outside passed pawn, and he's got a 4 versus 3 against us. That's how this endgame has panned out after all that shenanigan. It wasn't easy, but the key subtle point is his rook can't come back here. Generally, you want to meet h5, a4 with a5 in this kind of position, I think. Like this is grandmaster style in gameplay. And now we've just got to do that important thing, which is finishing, which is going to be much easier said than done. Okay. Let's try this. Time is ticking down here, but we've gone for an interesting trade of this weakness for hopefully these two. That's the kind of idea we've gone with here. You see the key point is, oh shit, is there a subtlety? I think we still get the extra pawn. Yeah, there's no way you can hold on to everything. I think I got extra confidence after seeing that his blitz rating is 2000. I realized he's human just like me. He is definitely facing a steep test here, but so am I. It's not an easy conversion. It's not an easy conversion. There's a reason why people say all the rook endgames are drawn, and the reason is that there is a tendency for that to happen. We're going to have to defend it with the rook, then try to get our king into a better position, and then do something, something, something. I have to keep our king up and try to lift him there, but also be in touch close to try to defend these pawns if needed. It's a delicate balancing act, and the clock is really ticking down now for both sides. A lot of money on the line here. I think it could end up even with a time scramble, to be honest. Like a yo, what up, what up, what up? Good, good, good. I'm just on a stream at the moment. So let me end the stream. Yeah, I'll call you back. Ciao. Bye. Okay, now we've held on to this and we've stopped him from doing that. The dynamics are different now. He can't just check me forever, or can he? He still can, but the dynamics are a bit different now. I guess it's risky to cross over. What if he just isolates me for good? I should have something, but it's still too risky. Let's not do that unless we have to. Let's try to do something a little more basic. Which pawn do we take? Okay, now we have the king cut off. The king is cut off from this square. So this pawn is a huge, huge asset in this game. And I guess we put the rook behind the pawn in a situation like this. It doesn't cut him off anymore, but still probably better than the alternative. Now we try to win this pawn or put some pressure with it. Get the king here. After you get the king there, you can even free the rook up because he can't take it since it'll be a mating threat. Only 19 seconds left, and I've got to play fast. Shit, it's a draw. Uh, Fuck, it's a draw. Yeah, at least I don't lose on time. What a game! What a game! That was the game first up. Okay, I gotta take a call anyway, so I'm gonna have to stall on this arena thing. Catch you later.